guys, welcome back to my channel. And first things first, sorry about the delays. I've been busy. But we got a top 10 for y'all guys now. We're going to be counting the top 20 80s and 90s songs that I like. Now these are just my opinion. These are the ones I could think of at the top of my head that are my favorites from the two decades. So I think we should jump in. And like I said, these are just my opinion. So here we go. We'll start with the 80s. Number 10 is Barren Cross with Imaginary Music. Although a good Christian band from the 80s, even though I think Christian music got better in the 90s, in the 80s they had Barren Cross. But yeah, it's the only one I really like from them, but it's a good banger. It's a good song. So yeah, it kind of reminds me of Iron Maiden or something like that. Or other good power metal sound, or not power metal, whatever metal it is. Either way. So yeah. That is number 10 with, Barren Cross with, Imaginary Music. I'm sorry, couldn't think about it for a second. Number 9, Need You Tonight by INXS. I don't know what it is about it, but this is a good, pop rock song. It has the electronic sound, but it also has that funky sounding guitar with the lyrics. And may the lead singer rest in peace. I know about him. So yeah. He has a good voice, I say. And then just like the music itself. So it's INXS with Need You Tonight. What else is there left to say? I don't know. Number 8. Number 8 will be Take Me Home by Phil Collins. If you didn't know, he was the second lead singer from Genesis. Which, spoiler alert, they are on this list too, so yeah. Take Me Home from the No Jacket Required album. It's my favorite from the album, I think, right now. That can change sometime in the future, but No Jacket Required has this song Take Me Home on it. It's a really good album, or a good song. I won't heard the song, but good song from Phil Collins at number 8 with Take Me Home. Let me think here. Oh yeah, here we go. Number 7 is another Genesis artist. Is number 7, In Your Eyes by Peter Gabriel. The original singer from Genesis from the late 60s and 70s. In early 70s, I meant to say. His solo song, In Your Eyes, from his album So, is a really good song. I remember hearing this song when I was a little kid. Heck, I even have the CD. You probably saw it in my collection videos, so yeah, it's a good progressive rock song, if that's what you call his solo song. So Peter Gabriel at number 7, In Your Eyes. Number 6 is U2 with I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For, from the album The Joshua Tree. So, this is a good, I don't know what kind of rock this is, but I like the electronic sound to it, but with the rock to it. Just plain pop, soft rock. That's what I meant to say. Man, I make a lot of mistakes. I like the music itself and just the positivity in it, I guess. Looking for whatever. Honestly, Still a good song. One of U2's best, especially one of the best from the Joshua Tree album. So that's number 6 with I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For by U2. Number 5 is gonna be oddball for this top in this track list, I guess, or whatever, out of the 10 songs, because this one's not rock or metal. It's Pump Up the Jam by Technotronic. This is from the early days of dance music or club music like this. Pump Up the Jam by Technotronic this was their debut single, and from the late 80s. It's just, I like the dance grooves to it, and the words are funny a little bit. And then you have, just the music itself. It may be just me that I like the music, but I don't know, it's just a good song to me at least. One of the best for the 80s decade for now. That can change, but sorry about that. I had a scratch there. But as I was saying, from the 80s decade, it's probably one of the best songs from the dance stuff from the 80s. So let's Pump Up the Jam, Technotronic, number 5. Now number 4 through 1 are by 2 artists only. And I couldn't make this list without including them. So those bands being Genesis and Def Leppard. So which ones do I prefer? We'll find out. So for number 4 right now, well, it's gonna change. It's Animal by Def Leppard. I like the music to it, and it's got this cool guitar sound, and it's pure classic rock. But yeah, like it's kind of what's the right word? I don't want to say anthem, but I don't know, just has the words to it. But either way. So number 4 is Animal by Def Leppard. Number 3, is the other Def Leppard song, Hysteria. Also from which I forgot to mention, from Animal. They're both from the album Hysteria from 1986. So yeah, Hysteria just takes it a step further than Animal. I think it's a little bit better for a few points. Whatchamacallit. It's just, I don't know, a little bit better, but still good. I don't know what else to say. I love feel into the song, the emotion. So yeah, number 3 is Hysteria by Def Leppard. Number 2, Tonight, Tonight, Tonight by Genesis. These last 2, like I said, are by Genesis. So, I could, like I said, make it without these 2 on this list. So, Tonight has this cool guitar sound, and at the end, but it's cool electronic beats with the actual drums by Phil Collins' voice, of course. This is from the Phil Collins era. And yeah. So number 2 is Tonight, Tonight, Tonight by Genesis. It probably was number 1, but there's another one that's a little bit better. And that being number 1, Invisible Touch by Genesis again. Also from the Invisible Touch album. What should we call it? I have to say. The song has, like I said, opens up with a cool electronic drum sound with cool music. It's kind of a cool love song, so yeah. All the way from beginning to end, it's just a fun ride. So, yeah. Sorry about that. Again. I think that's it from the 80s decade, so yeah. Number one is Invisible Touch by Genesis. So now we'll jump into the 90s. Now, to be honest with you, the 90s decade was a lot better decade for music because this is more spread out. It was easier to make the list for the 90s than it was the 80s. Quite a lot easier. Because especially with these songs, I can think of from the top of my head. So here's the 90s. From 10 to 1. Number 10 is going to be a shocker. It's Jump Around by House of Pain. One of the only few regular rap songs on this list. Probably the only rap song on this list is Jump Around by House of Pain. It's just a good dance track. I think it was played at the clubs in the 90s, so yeah. I don't really know what else to say. It's just a good song. Makes you feel good. So, number 10, Jump Around by House of Pain. Now we're going from rap to metal with number 9, Enter Sandman by Metallica. Now, although an overrated track, it's still a good song though. Why is that so itchy? It has this cool music, I like the music to it. The words, I like this weird vibe to it, but hey, it's okay. It's got this cool music at least. I like pretty much like everything from the song. I like pretty much every part of the song is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, number 9, Enter Sandman by Metallica. I was actually thinking about doing a top 5 or 10 Metallica songs updated soon for y'all guys. So yeah. So that's number 9. Now we're going from heavy metal to Christian music with these next, number, what do we call it, our 8, 7, and 6 are all Christian songs from the 90s. Starting with my least favorite of the 3, we got Saturn by Skillet. I will say it's kind of it's not the best Skillet song, but from their 90s work, it's one of the best from the 90s work. From their first 2 albums. I could have put Gasoline on here, or Hey You, I Love Your Soul, or More Faithful, but I think Saturn is the best out of those tracks. So Saturn has this cool grunge sound, or soft rock, I guess. I like the acoustics on it, and how it fades in and fades out. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. Other than this is a good album, pretty much. By Skillet, and it's Saturn by Skillet at number 8. Number 7, Jesus Freak by DC Talk. At the time, one of the biggest Christian acts ever. Jesus Freak was the biggest hit of DC Talk ever before they broke up. And it's one of my favorites from the 90s decade, especially out of the rock stuff. or Christian rock stuff, especially. It has, of course, Michael with the with his singing, Toby Mac with his rapping, and Kevin Max with his singing as well. So, and let's not forget that opening guitar sound. That's awesome. After 10 seconds, when the guitar's kicking, it's awesome sounding to me at least. Just straight up rock and roll. So yeah, that's Jesus Freak at number 7. Uh, Now we got another one of the biggest Christian acts. One of my favorite bands, at least for now. And that is Shine by Newsboys. Probably saw this coming. Now I will be honest, the 90s Newsboys were not as good as the 2000s and 2010s. But I will say, though, this song, Shine, the original version, we're including, because that was the version that came out in the 90s. Because there's pretty much two versions. There's that and the greatest hits version, even though I prefer the greatest hits version. I would have to say, hey, the original is still good, so that's why it's on here. Also, that's the one that came out in the 90s, so I don't mean to repeat myself. So, Shine has this cool keyboard sound at the beginning, and when the guitars get in, it's pretty cool. And let's not forget, this was back when John James was singer, so his vocals were good on here. And I don't know what they're using with the drums. I don't know if that's electronic or actual drums. I know Peter was still drums still back in this album, Going Public. Yeah. So, Shine by Newsboys at number 6. Now we're going, I guess, let me think here, for what was number 5? Oh yeah. Now we're going back into the secular stuff with more classic rock. With number 5, Mysterious Ways by U2. Of course, this is from their album Achtung Baby. This is one of the best 90s songs from the early 90s, especially. Although they're not the best on the list, but I don't know. It's just I like the music itself from that guitar, even the bongo drums at the end, and the words. Let's not forget those are catchy words. So that's U2 with Mysterious Ways at number 5. Probably my favorite U2 song. Who knows? I'll probably make a top 10 for them. So, number 4 through 1, here we are. We got 2 dance slash club songs, and then we got a pop slash rock and a straight up rock song. Where do I put these? Let's find out. Well, number 4, The Macarena by Los Del Rio. Correct me if I'm saying that wrong, but the Macarena River remix is one of the best dance tracks from the 90s. Heck, it even still gets played at clubs today after almost 20, actually no, after almost 30 years of the song's existence. Whatchamacallit, it has this cool electronic beats to it, and the music, although the words are in Spanish, pretty much, it's still a good catchy song. I may not understand what he's saying, but still a good song. So that's the Macarena River remix at number 4. Number 3, How Bizarre OMC. A 1997 classic by now. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I don't know what to classify this, pop or rock. iTunes calls it rock. I just classify it as pop rock. But Hell Bizarre has this cool acoustic guitar with electronic beats and funny words and all that. And it has these backup vocals too on it. For some reason, when the "Ooh Baby" part, for some reason that part reminds me of something that would have been in an old Disney movie, but yeah, I don't know why. It's just a good song to me. At least I like the rapping part. So yeah, that is OMC Hell Bizarre at number 3. Now here we are with a straight up rock song, or pop rock, whatever. I call it rock because of the opening guitar riff. And that is Are You Going to Go My Way by Lenny Kravitz. This is a good rock song, or classic rock song. It may sound older than it actually is, but 1993's Are You Gonna Go My Way was a good album. I even heard the album, I have it on CD now. Whatchamacallit, Lenny Kravitz's voice is strong on this song. I may not understand all the words from the song, but for the ones I can understand, it's a good song, and I like that guitar riff, especially at the beginning, and drums. So yeah, that's number 2. Are You Going My Way, or Are You Gonna Go My Way by Lenny Kravitz. Number 1, Sunshine by Dario G. This is the radio version I'm talking about, by the way. I know the words to the song are like African or something, or I don't know, but they were from an 80s song. I don't know what that's called, but somewhere in the 90s, Dario G's debut, Sunshine, combines that with his own music. And it works out good with as far as electronic music goes. So yeah, I just like the music, the beats, the synthesizers, I guess, the piano. There may be simple words, like only a few words in the actual song, but yeah, it kind of repeats itself a whole lot. But it's just a happy song. It makes me happy every time I hear it. So yeah, that's Dario G, Sunshine, number 1 for 90s. Well, that was my video. I know it was kind of long, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. So that was my top 10 80s and 90s songs of the 2 decades. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what are some of y'all's favorite 80s and 90s songs. But until then, next time.